I'm noticing a lot of my reactions recently have been on this show, Top of the Pops. I've never heard of this show. I'm gonna assume it was like the I'm trying to think of an equivalent, um, but just the show where artists performed their records, just some big show at the time. But I've never heard of Top of the Pops. So I'm definitely gonna have to do my research into that show because it seemed like everybody went there. So anyway, we're back on Elton John. I haven't reacted to Elton John individually in a while. His duet with George Michael, I've really enjoyed. But now we're back to Elton John individually. This is called Your Song. Your Song. I don't know who. I'm assuming he's saying you as your, as in the audience or whoever's listening. But we'll find out. We'll do the song research afterwards. If I've learned nothing else about Elton John since I began this journey, his songwriting is impeccable. So I'm really excited and ready to hear what this song is all about. Again, we'll do the song research afterwards, but let's get into it.
It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculptor, but then again, no, or a man who makes potions in a traveling shoe. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, yeah, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world.
I'm sitting here listening to this and like I don't even hear like a consistent pattern in how he's playing the piano or nothing. These lyrics, I would really love to know who he's talking to. And I know he has I'm blanking on his name, but I know he has his songwriter, his right hand man. God, I'm going to be pissed when I do the song research and I see his name. His name is like at the top of my head and I can't think. But I know a lot of his songs was written by his right-hand man. And so, but, and I kind of felt like this with, I guess Candle in the Wind, considering that it was based, the story was written about Marilyn Monroe and Princess Diana. I don't know. These songs just seem so intimate that the fact that they were written by somebody else is just kind of hard to believe. But this really sounds like it's intimate. It sounds like this was written by Elton. But again, we'll find out, when we do the song research. But I'm sitting here listening to these words, and I'm barely even hearing the piano because I'm like really fixated on these words and like keeping up with the story. It's really all of his songs. Again, as I mentioned earlier, his songwriting is just very poetic, very poetic.
I sat on the roof top the moss. Well, a few of the verses, well, they've got me quite cross. But the sun's been quite kind while I wrote this song. It's for people like you that keep it turned on. So excuse me for getting, but these things I do, you see, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Anyway, the thing is, what I really mean, yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. You can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I hope you know how wonderful I mean, yeah, I gotta do the song research. I gotta find out who he was talking to. I gotta figure out who this song is about. Have to. Like, I mean, that's just written by Elton. You got him. But Bernie, damn, that, like, I knew it was gonna piss me off. Bernie Taupin. But they have it written by Elton. And they label Bernie as a lyricist. Y'all gonna have to really explain to me the difference between lyricist and written. Because if you wrote it, you wrote maybe they're saying Elton wrote the composition of it all. And Bernie specifically wrote the words. One day y'all gonna have to explain it to me. It was John's first international top 10 chart single. Their song was first released by American rock band Three Dog Night in March 1970 as an album track on It Ain't Easy. John was an opening act for the band at the time and allowed them to record it. They did not release it as a single, and they wanted to let John, then an upcoming artist, have a go with it. John's version was recorded at Trident Studios in London in January 1970 and appeared in April as the first cut on his self-titled second studio album. Was released in the United States October 1970. Both sides received airplay. It was the B-side to Take Me to the Pilot. And both got a lot of airplay. It peaked at number 7 in the UK. It says number 8 on the Billboard chart. Maybe they're saying in the States it was number 8. In 98, it was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. It is currently on the 2021 500 greatest songs of all time. It's at number 202. A lot of people have covered it. Rod Stewart. I've heard of Rod Stewart, but I don't think I know any music by him. Rod Stewart. Lady Gaga, Ellie Goulding. I am familiar with those two. The song was certified double platinum in 2018. Okay. One widespread story is that Bernie wrote the song's lyrics after breakfast one morning on the roof of 20 Denmark Street, London, where John worked for a music publishing firm as an office boy, hence the line, "I sat on the roof and kicked off the moss." However, Bernie has denied this, pointing out that John had stopped working there by the time they met. According to Bernie, I scribbled the lyric down on a lined notepad at the kitchen table of Elton's mother's apartment in the London suburb of Northwood Hills. Breakfast time, sometime in 1969. That's it, plain and simple. Okay. So Bernie did write the lyrics. So I wonder what part of it they're saying Elton wrote. It must be the composition. It must be the whole production of it all. But then he would be labeled as the producer. Again, one day y'all gonna have to, like a child, hold my hand and kind of walk me through exactly what is a lyricist, what is a writer, and all of that good stuff. Because I'm clearly missing it. In 1975, with Rolling Stone, John Lennon recalled, "I remember hearing Elton John's Your Song, heard it in America. It was one of Elton's first big hits, and remember thinking, great, that's the first new thing that's happened since we, the Beatles, happened. It was a step forward. There was something about his vocal that was an improvement of all of the English vocals until then. I was pleased with it." Wow. Okay, so yeah, they are saying that it was number 8 on the Hot 100 and then number 7 in the UK. Gotcha. It's a beautiful song. Now, I wish they told us where Bernie got the inspiration from. But he... And so clearly Bernie was just a natural writer. Because in all of these stories, in all of these song research stories that I do, Bernie was just somewhere writing. And I think in the 3 Elton John reactions that I've done, they never really specified how he came up with these things. He just was writing. So again, just one of those very gifted writers who I don't want to say pulled from something, but he just has the gift of writing, which most people don't have. So that's really cool. Damn, I mean, I wish, I mean, Bernie, and same way I think about George Martin with the Beatles, like when you just hear about artists or groups, when they just have that one person on the side that isn't even an official member or an official artist, but they just have a chemistry and they naturally just fit like a glove. Michael Jackson with Quincy Jones, and it's like that. It's just a perfect match. I wish more artists, because so many artists want that, just that idea that, oh yeah, I wrote, produced, and made everything myself. It is absolutely nothing wrong with finding a great producer or director or writer to create the magic. Nothing great is made individually. So I really wish more artists had this style of setup. You got somebody I do this great, you do that great. Let's combine these two great things and let's make magic. Because Bernie's one hell of a writer. He really, really is. I really enjoyed this. It's a very beautiful song, very beautiful vocals by Elton John. And I can't wait to hear more. So you guys request and recommend more Elton John, and I'm definitely going to check it out. But as always, like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time with Elton John. Peace.